Hello and welcome to another episode of Movie History, the show where we explore films from the past. Today, we're continuing our journey through DreamWorks Animation's release from the 2010s. Let's kick things off with The Croods, released in 2013. This film featured an incredible cast, including Catherine Keener as Olga Crood, the caring mother, and Nicolas Cage as Greg Crood, the overprotective father. Cloris Leachman, Randy Tom, and Clark Duke brought the rest of the Crood family to life, while Ryan Reynolds voiced the more evolved cave boy Guy. Emma Stone starred as Eve Crood, the adventurous daughter. The Croods was originally announced in May 2005 under the working title Crood Awakening. At first, it was planned as a top stop-motion animation project by Armin Animations, the studio behind Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, as part of a 5-film deal with DreamWorks Animation. When The Croods was released in the spring of 2013, it proved to be a huge box office success, earning $587.3 million on a budget of $135 to $175 million. Though it was nominated for Best Animated Feature at both the Academy Awards and the Golden Globes, it also lost to Frozen. The film spawned a franchise, including the Netflix series Dawn of the Croods, which debuted on Christmas Eve in 2015. A sequel, The Croods: A New Age, directed by Joel Crawford, was released on November 25th, 2020. Later that year, DreamWorks released Turbo, starring Maya Rudolph as the sassy red snail Byrne, and Paul Giamatti as Theo's cautious brother Chet. Samuel L. Jackson voiced Whiplash, the leader of the Starlight Plaza Snail Crew, while Ryan Reynolds played Theo, also known as Turbo. Director David Soren conceptualized the film by blending the Fast and the Furious and Cars, but with snails. DreamWorks purchased the idea and let it develop for several years before greenlighting production. After David moved to a home with a snail-infested backyard, he pushed the concept forward and got it back on track. Released in the summer of 2013, Turbo earned generally positive reviews for its animation, humor, and acting, though critics noted its lack of originality. Despite grossing $282.5 million on a $127 million budget, it was considered a box office failure, promoting DreamWorks to take on a $15.6 million write-down. A Netflix series based on the film, Turbo Fast, went into production a year before the film's release and debuted on December 20th, 2013. The movie is dedicated to its character effects animator Nicholas Sage Hope, who sadly passed away due to brain cancer before its release. In 2014, DreamWorks introduced Mr. Peabody and Sherman, based on the Peabody's improbable history segments from The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Errol Winter voiced Penny Pearson, Sherman's classmate, while Max Charles took on the role of Sherman himself. Leslie Mann and Stephen Colbert played Penny's parents, and Ty Burrell starred as the brilliant Hector J. Peabody. Originally envisioned as a live-action CG hybrid, the film was later developed into a fully computer-animated project when Robert McCobb joined DreamWorks as its director. Upon its release in the spring of 2014, Mr. Peabody and Sherman received positive reviews, particularly for its voice acting and characters. However, some critics took issue with the plot and its interpretation of the source material. Despite earning $275 million worldwide against a $145 million budget, it resulted in a $57 million loss for the studio. The story continued with the Mr. Peabody and Sherman Show, a Netflix series that premiered on October 9th, 2015, with Chris Perrell replacing Ty Burrell as Mr. Peabody, while Max Charles reprised his role as Sherman. That's all for now, but there's plenty more to uncover. Movie History is brought to you by the joy of revisiting these films. So if you have a streaming service, take some time to watch your favorite DreamWorks animation movies. Like always, this is L.D.E signing off. See you next time on Movie History!